Cheers.
Cheers. Long days call for longer beers.
Exactly.
Oh, a fun fact of this day. I'm here with my roommate, Tabusti.
What's up, y'all?
Because he's an architect major, and I was like, hey, let's learn about some interior design. This guy's been designing the interiors of my house for the past month or two. So
Yeah.
it's like, what the fuck is up with that?
I
What
know,
the fuck
right?
is Feng Shui?
It's when you have one fridge, but you decide to stack another fridge on top of it. And it's too many fridges making one big fridge.
It's just a fun way, you know?
Yes.
Feng Shui.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's what he did. And then he also put a fucking hammock in our backyard.
Did put a hammock. Mounted a TV.
He was like, hey, let's switch the couches. So
Yes.
that the longer one is on the long side and the shorter one's on the short side.
Yes.
Because we had it the other way around. Because when we first moved in, for some fucking reason, I was the guy who was like, let's put this here, that there.
For real, it was like
Just
such
hang up
a
these
rush.
things. And all of y'all decided to listen to me for some reason.
Honestly, it was such a rush.
It was a madman's house.
We literally just had like cardboard boxes as like armoires. Cardboard boxes as footstands.
We used the bench as like a nightstand / armrest / like
literally
thing under the Christmas tree.
Yeah. Just box that's helpful.
But you know, you gotta learn through the disorganization in order to become organized.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't Feng Shui a way of organization?
Yeah, so Feng Shui is basically like organization. You're just trying to monitor the flow of a room where you feel like there's no like disruption. It's harmonic almost.
Gotcha.
And so it's just like you walk into a room, and Feng Shui is actually built together of wind and water. And
What are the origins of Feng Shui?
Wind and water.
It's like who came up with it?
It's Chinese.
Gotcha.
I don't really, I didn't really pay that much attention.
But it was based off of how the wind and the water kind of cuts
Yes,
through
and
the
it just
earth.
kind of harmonizes, and it causes the occupants, who's ever living in it, to like feel like a flow in their house. So there's no disruptions. Everything just feels right. Like you literally walk in, and you're like, everything is where it needs to be. You're never like catching yourself like looking for something or like anything like that. You're just like perfectly in flow with your house.
Exactly.
And,
Like how like the dining room is like always next to the bathroom.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
I'd hate to like be like eating and like drinking in one location and have to like go through 2 stairways and like a secret passageway in order to go to the shitter.
Or like master bedroom on the first story. Or like stuff like that. Like master bedroom is always supposed to be like farthest away
from the entrance.
Yeah, farthest away from like the gathering points.
Because those are the people you're going to be trying to kill.
Exactly.
So it makes sense.
Like I need to be able to have
It'd
a
be hard
place
to get
to
to
plot
them.
and scheme to kill my neighbors. They coming over for a block party, I'm gonna get them.
Yeah, they're done. They're donezo. So what is like one way that you like to flow with the things that you design?
So, for instance, when you walk into my bedroom, the first thing that you see is a desk, which is like your mind automatically sees, and you're like a desk, which is like you make that your study place. So your flow is instantly walking towards it. The doorway is right to that, and it's also to a window, which is like energy. You can get stuff from the outside. And
Inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. And then TV in bed, I have it facing each other just because like I know I like to watch TV in bed. And so like that's kind of like how I like to have Feng Shui in an interior design sense, just like having places where like my mind is going to go to first, and that's like the most important thing. And then in terms of just like flowing, I really just like when like how in nature like a bunch of rocks will like just fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then just like land, and it just makes cool like little like I like that type of flow because that just is just gravitational flow. Yes, exactly. And so, and it can be gravitational. It can also be coordinal. It can be off of coordinates.
Coordinates?
Which is like some people.
What is this little graph you got here?
Yeah. So
tell the audience what that is. We can. Yeah.
Hey y'all, what's good? What's up? So, yeah, if you look at this upside down, it's supposed to be upside down. I don't know why, but here you have south, southwest, west, northwest, so on and so forth, and each one has a specific thing that goes towards the direction. So like, for instance, fame is south. So it's like everything in your room that is facing south is going to be things that are directed to your fame. So that you would want like a desk, you'd want like your study space, your computer.
Yeah,
like love, southwest, you want to have your bed facing southwest because like that's supposed to be the cardinal direction of love. West is creativity. So again,
are these like supposed to be like thematic opposites?
In a way, actually, yeah. There's a lot of
like your fame influences your career.
Yes.
But like, does that mean that like the more you're becoming more successful in your career, the less famous you're getting?
No, it just means that you want to be facing balanced.
You're trying to balance out the reason why you're known.
Yeah.
But also the reason, like your accomplishments.
Exactly, because you just don't want to focus on one direction. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure that like you're using every direction in a way that it can help you. Okay. And so it's just like, for instance, for some people, like what will make someone be more social in like their living space, in their interior design space.
Building their closet.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like their Xbox.
Yeah, and then you put the safe in the opposite from the closet. Because when people are robbing you, the first thing they're going to go is your closet.
Yes.
So you want to put the securities.
Money and people always need to stay away from each other. Money and people.
100%. Then I like had the creativity negatively affects the health.
Yeah. Yes, it does. This is drug abuse probably.
So hide your drugs.
Yes.
Away from your art projects.
Spiritual and love, you're chilling, just learn them. But yeah.
So what, put your shrine in the opposite of your bed?
Yes.
So that Mother Mary could always be watching.
Dude, speaking of the devil, Egyptians were
Oh.
fucking into Feng Shui, bro.
How so?
Well, they didn't like, it was completely different.
An entire society based off of the Nile River?
Yes, they built it off the Nile River. It's also like perfect coordinates, like all like right angles and shit, all of them. Ooh. Yeah, like all of it is built perfectly geometrically, which is sick.
Of course it's right angles, it's triangles.
Yeah, I know, right? But like it's just crazy thinking about like Egyptian is one of the first civilizations.
Oh yeah, one of the first like Mecca civilizations.
Yeah,
like they like didn't really kill each other too often.
Yeah, they're like, we're in the desert and we need.
And like the only time they did get killed was by another Mecca civilization, the Romans.
Yeah, honestly. But they were onto some shit, dude. Mm-hmm. Everything is just like perfectly planned out, and that's like kind of what Feng Shui is, and like how like a lot of successful architects and interior designers, they'll make everything just kind of like when you walk into a home, you know how you get that home feeling. Yeah. That's kind of like Feng Shui.
Or it's kind of like a museum curation.
Yeah.
It's like everything kind of. It's like, oh wow, I just learned everything I need to know about these people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you need to try and do.
I think one of the cool like engineering Feng Shui things, maybe this might be on accident, but it makes sense, is Rube Goldberg machines.
Yeah.
Where it's like the whole entire process goes through, and it's only to accomplish a super simple task, but it's like the most complicated way to do it.
Yeah. It is cool, bro.
Yeah. Like one of the best examples I've ever seen was like a Honda commercial, and it was they used all of the parts of the car to create a Rube Goldberg machine, and then they made this commercial that followed the Rube Goldberg machine in one shot, and it uses like all the mechanics, like tires and pins and bolt knots and nitros things, and all it did was hit the clicker to open the car.
Yeah.
Like it's
perfect.
Yeah, it was very satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
So Feng Shui.
Feng Shui.
Feng Shui. Could you also use it not in just like a design way, but in like lyric or music?
Yeah, you can use it. It's a flow state. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like a flow state, but more like physical. So it's like you can use it when writing, like actual writing. You can like find the perfect.
Yeah, if you have one thing relate to another. That's why there's this rule in writing short stories and stuff. I forget what it's called specifically, but the point is it's like called the gun rule, where it's like if you mention that there's a gun on a wall in like in a story at the beginning of the story, you have to go back to that gun being on the wall. Like, and there needs to be a reason why that gun was on the wall for this. Usually it's because someone's using that gun to kill the other person, but it could be for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, when you're writing and you're putting in details and you're putting in layers to your story, you can use the Feng Shui because it's supposed to act and go into a flow state of like the characters interact with the surrounding changes, which changes the characters and thus changes the surrounding.
Mm-hmm.
And then builds the plot.
Yeah. You can definitely use it in writing. And it is cool.
Mm-hmm.
It is cool.
It's very cool. Very cool.
Encourage everybody to want to be Feng Shui. At least just organize your room. If you take one thing away from this, make your room feel like a place of just like a sigh of relief.
Mm.
And like if you get that feeling then you're following Feng Shui.
And then it just starts from there. You start in your room, you organize that, and then while you're organizing your room, you can also organize your mind. And then as you organize your mind, you organize your life, and then everything.
It all comes together.
Just sways.
Sways
Into it, and it's a fun time.
Sway.
I think that's
Sway.
good enough. I'll drink to that.